Hello, our loves. Welcome to World's Cup of Joe. Awaken your soul. You got Joanne and Elizabeth here. We're getting deep in twin flame, balanced energy conversations about this energetic connection that is so freaking hard, my loves. And it's so crazy, but it's so crazy beautiful. And me and Elizabeth are balancing this daily. So when we see these questions that confirm how cray-cray this journey is, we love getting deep with them with you guys so you can shift through it. You can look at it in the place of soul. You can neutralize your energy so you're not stuck in the lower scale of consciousness, especially in fear-based energy regarding your connection. So we want our World's Cup of Joe to be your place of home for balanced energy and being able to balance your connection with your twin flame. So welcome, and we are so excited. We got these beautiful questions that Elizabeth is going to mention, it's going to go over. And both of these questions are just so good. We know it's going to help so many of you. So go ahead and get us started, love.
Hey, everybody. So this is sort of a two-parter. So we got this question on one of our videos, and someone else followed up with a response that also had a really good question in it. So we want to sort of tackle each of them individually, but because they are very relevant to each other, we want to do one video on it. So with that being said, let's start with the first part of the question. And it says this: can someone please explain to me how us as pushers or chasers get past feeling like we cater to them and have to watch what we say and do? It's almost like walking on eggshells all the time. Me and my person are currently divorced, and not because we don't love each other, but because he has so much to heal from, and I didn't understand but supported him. He ran, I chased for 3+ years, and it finally came to divorce. And now I'm trying to figure out how to navigate this. That's the first question. Now here's the second part, the person's response, that we will also go over. Here it is. I've been thinking the same thing. I know the answer is to stay in soul and always come back to soul, but it seems like a difficult balance between being in soul and feeling authentic in each moment. We're in a body that has a mind. I don't think it's possible or even realistic to always be in soul during every interaction. Okay, with those questions, Joanne, take it away.
Woohoo! I'm sorry, love, but my heart opens when I get these questions. They're very real questions because it's hard to balance this soul connection with your soul when you are living in this body and you have this mind that's constantly going. Now, we all woke up in this journey to awaken into our true self as soul. So I know that the first and the second question are both having issues with being true to yourself and still balancing the connection. So the way that you can combat this, my loves, both of you, and all of you, is that you will always be true to yourself when you choose you. I know that the mind wants to make everything about our people. It naturally does that because they're amazing, because they're us. We don't know that, and we didn't know that right away. But now that you all know, our people is us. And so the energy that we're so drawn to, the energy that we're trying to hold on to, the energy that we want to keep around all day, every day for the rest of our life is our own energy. And the more and more you make this journey about you, the more and more and more and more and more your person will make the focus on you. And so the less that you worry about them, and the more you worry about you, the more they will stay in your space, because I don't give an F. I'm sorry. I know I'm saying this right off the bat, but I mean this. I don't give an F about my person because they're me. And so my mind, I know, was always constantly trying to figure out what they're doing, what they're thinking, what they're feeling. How do I make it better for them? They don't need us to do anything for them. So that first question, whatever the mind thinks your person needs to heal, they can figure that out. That has nothing to do with your union, my loves. There's a video we have about healing and this journey. I'll add a link below. It's definitely a misconception. There is no healing needed for the twin flame connection. Now, healing might be wanted from you or your person for the body and the mind, but those are both not you both as soul. So you both are your soul, which means you're already healed. The healing for the body and mind is fine, but it doesn't impact the soul, the one soul that it is perfect. So I want you to first know that off the bat. Your person can heal for the rest of his life with the body and mind, but it won't impact your connection. My person still has a lot of stuff he's dealing with mentally, personally, and even with his physical. But as far as soul goes, we're one, and it doesn't impact our togetherness. I could always say he still has all these things to work on, but it doesn't change our oneness and being together in the physical, because it's irrelevant to our journey for us to be together. He doesn't have to solve his mind and body issues for our one soul to be together in the physical. So I'll add that link below. There is no healing for our twin flames, or they need to reach some form of healing, or you need to reach some form of healing for you both to be together. That is a misconception in this journey, because soul is perfect, my loves. And a lot of people get lost in this healing journey that's ongoing and forever when you're technically already perfect now. So I want to make sure that gets answered. Secondly, you are true to yourself always when you choose you. So that's my answer, is the mind doesn't need to cater for your person. And if the mind is catering to your person, you can release the need to try to fix your person and do anything for your person. You're going to do everything and anything about your person for yourself from here on out. So that first person, I would say if you're going through divorce or separating, you need to put all your focus. Seriously, my love, I can feel you. All your focus back to you. This journey is about you. They are you. They're going to fly their way back to you as soon as you bring it all back to you. And so I would detach and detox from the addictive energy that's been activated or activating through what's happened. And the detox is a process. It really is, to be able to detox from the energy that's going to them all on you. And this is why so many people who experience our detox program, our 30-day detox program, they shift the energy of focus where their people are craving them and only want to be with them because all their focus is on themselves. So the answer is you. They are you. Your person is your soul. When you are focusing in yourself, you can't push. You can't lose what you are when all you're focusing is who you are as soul. You are literally making this journey about you, because this journey is about you. Even if your person is not with you, aligning with your true self as soul for you, because that's my answer for the second question too. You're aligning with soul for you because it's the true you. A lot of people worry about not being true to themselves, and I totally get it, my loves. Totally get it. It feels like you're not being true to yourself because this is a different way to now change the mode of being. We were conditioned to be in mind, so we live in mind. When you start aligning with soul, you start listening to your inner guidance system. And that's what I meant about choosing you. When you listen to your inner being, which is soul, which is who you are, you're listening to your authentic, truest version of you, not the conditioned you, not the conditioning that our parents gave us or society gave us. Those are all great, but I don't know about you guys. I want to live for me, the true me, the one that bursted in here with so much joy in her eyes. I still look at my baby pictures and I'm so like into this place of like, I want to be able to unlearn all this crap that I soaked in from my parents and my family and friends and society, and be my truest version of me. It's like a place sense of us all walking back home to our true selves. And the more you're aligned with soul, the more and more and more you get this place of peace. So yes, it's going to be hard to live in soul, but it's actually your natural state to be in soul. All of us. The mind, the conditioning of thinking we were mind, that was what we were conditioned to be. That's why it's so hard. It's really hard to be our true authentic self. It's really hard to wake up in the morning and ask ourselves, what do we feel like doing today? This is when I learned how to actually listen to my inner guidance system, was like waking up for me. I would make an alarm like 5 a.m. in the morning, and I would put on my alarm, wake up sunshine, you're awakening to your true you. And I would wake up, I would meditate, make an alarm to write. I was literally waking up for myself. And it felt like the true me, the little girl that I told you in the picture that just is all pure being. I woke up to her finally. And you know what happens when you're aligning to that piece of you, the real you? You start becoming you. You start waking up and you're like, I really love to do this. And then when you do that, you're opening up more and more ways to get deeper within yourself. And so the part of me that wanted to write, the part of me that wanted to create, the part of me that wanted to use that inner guidance system that I've been stuffing down my whole life, telling it to stop talking and listening to the mind, which isn't me. The more I was listening to who I really am, the more I became my authentic, truest version of me. And the true me, the one that is soul, is able to live life at peace. My anxieties went away, my stress went away, even my 3D job went away. The job that I was conditioned to work in. I reached ultimate freedom by aligning with soul, which is who I am. So can we all imagine if we woke up and was born into this place where we were always soul, as in we were born in this place of asking ourselves, what do we want to do every day? How are we going to be every day listening to this inner guidance system that is us, that's aligned with God? Can we imagine what our life would have been? Holy moly. If I was writing since birth of all the things I want, but I wasn't. I wasn't listening to who I am. And the more I listen to who I am, the more I'm aligned with the true me. I no longer live life for others, and I'm no longer touched by externals. This is that ultimate freedom. And yes, it's hard, of course. And we're going to be in mind. I'm in mind. But I watch it. I observe it. I hop out of it when I can. So we give ourselves grace when we forget we are soul. But I choose to align with soul, not for my person. I want to stress that. I do not align with soul for my person. They are a byproduct of my alignment. I'm aligning with soul for me, my loves, because I told you guys I was working so hard to wake up to the true me, the one that is here being in this body and watching the mind. I worked so hard to be the true me so I could live life being the truest authentic version of me, which is soul. And I know that when I'm aligning with mind, the anxiety comes back, my fear comes back, I'm limited again. And when I'm aligning with other people that are in mind, I feel it in my body. When I'm aligned with soul and I'm being in that place of soul, I'm untouchable. So I choose to align with soul for me. And as a byproduct, my person's there, and it's easy for me to balance them because I'm living life through soul. I'm not doing it for them. I'm just doing it because it's my natural state. Being in soul is all of our natural state. We just forgot. And now we're remembering who we really are. That's what this journey is all about, is you waking up to you as soul and remembering who you are as soul. It's going to be hard, of course, because we didn't realize that we were soul. I literally just figured this out too with you guys. So there's going to be hiccups. There's going to be hard days. There's specific times that me and Elizabeth struggle all the time. But we bring ourselves back and we remind ourselves who we are. And guess what, loves? We go back to being that magical, untouchable, freaking spiritual badasses that we are. Because I know how it is to live in mind. It sucks. I'm going to be real. It sucks. Maybe the part of us that we think is us, the one that wants to stay in mind, the one that is fearful we can't do everything, the one that is limited, maybe it feels safe, right? But when you release that and trust into your inner guidance system, you're much more protected being aligned with soul. What you were clinging to from the safety of the mind, when you align with soul, like, I feel like I'm surrendering to all that is meant for me in my life. So choose you. And when you choose you and you align with soul for you and not make this about your person will always show up as a byproduct because they are you. Aligning with soul is for you. Aligning with soul is literally who you are, loves. It's who you are. With my person or not. My person's just like an extra icing on the cake. But I get to have presence. I get to experience my true, authentic, truest version of me. I get to experience love at its finest. I get to experience my true being. Not limited, not separated from everything. When I align with soul, I am one with it all. I am literally experiencing the universe. I am the universe. You are all so magical and powerful. Don't give it away to the mind. It might feel really safe, but we all know how to live life with our mind. We've done it. I've done it for like 30 plus years. And I didn't get anywhere. I've gotten more than I've ever gotten being in soul. So I choose soul. I choose soul for me. And when I choose soul for me, my best life is right there because I'm manifesting abundance. I'm manifesting love. I'm manifesting better relationships with my family. I'm manifesting peace and stillness in my life. And my person's there too. Look who's there with you as a byproduct. And if I get in mine, my person's still there too, my loves. What do you think? Because I'm in mine, but I'm not in mine about them. I don't care about them. I already told you guys, I shifted out of that. I'm never really in mine about my person. And if I was or am in mine about my person, I watch it because I know I'm not mine. I know this is a different mode. You're shifting out of mind, which is what we've lived with our whole life to be us. And now you're remembering that you are soul, that you are the spiritual being having a human experience. What do you think, love?
So I want to sort of dive deep on what came up for me. So in the first question, it talks about like feeling like you always are walking on eggshells. So that term for me brought up some stuff. So a couple things. One, I could so relate. Back when I was an addictive energy, and I'm not saying that the person who asked the question is an addictive energy. I'm just saying when I was an addictive in addicted energy, living with my person before separation, like when he was starting to pull, I felt like I was always walking on eggshells too. And the reason being was I cared so much about what he was thinking, doing, and feeling. So I was always trying to maneuver what I said or did in order to base the reaction I got from him. There was so much mind involved in our interactions at that point that I was constantly walking on eggshells because I really, really didn't want to mess things up. I was so worried about him leaving. I was so worried about being abandoned that mine did everything except get out of mind for our connection. So I was constantly walking on eggshells. And when you're walking on eggshells, and I want to say this for any relationship, any relating experience you're having, whether it's a friend, like a soulmate, whether it's a family member, whether it's a coworker, if you're constantly feeling like you're walking on eggshells, you're in mind because you're analyzing, you're worrying, you're fear mode. Feeling like you're walking on eggshells is mind. It's fear mode. And so I really want to stress that when you're in soul, that feeling of walking on eggshells really dissipates because you're now in a place where, one, you don't care. You are not basing your internal feelings on the external factors of others' approvals, others' reactions, others' interactions with you. So if you do feel like, okay, I'm balanced, I'm in soul most of the time, I don't give a F about what anyone thinks, but then you're finding these one-off conversations with people where you feel like you're walking on eggshells, when you are interacting with them and you're feeling like you're walking on eggshells, you're in mind. And the second part of that flip side, so when my person was pulling, he used that same expression with me. He used to tell me all the time, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells around you. And why is that? That's because I was always in mind and I was getting mad and spewing toxic energy at him for everything he did. Seriously, everything he did put me in mind, and he was feeling that energy. And so he was always feeling like he had a tiptoe around me and things he said and did, because no matter what he did, I was getting in mind and angry with him. So that term was so really stirred up a lot within me that I feel like I can help you guys all with in this conversation. But that walking on eggshell is indicative of being in mind's energy. So what happened now? So fast forward, now I'm balanced. Not only do I never walk on eggshells around my person anymore, I never worry about what he's thinking, doing, and feeling. I focus on me. How am I thinking? How am I feeling? What am I doing? But it's always revolved around me now. I always gauge my energy on myself. And in turn, my person never has to walk on eggshells with me. I've never heard him, since we've been back together after separation, since my energy's been balanced, tell me, oh my gosh, I'm walking on eggshells around you. No, he used to tell me all the time before separation. But it's like, that's not even, that phrase has been completely removed from our communication, from our vocabulary when it comes to each other, because we don't have to do that, because I'm balanced and in soul. And in turn, he doesn't ever feel any of that toxic energy anymore. And so I want to sort of share this with you guys. It's a little bit unrelated, but it's sort of related to what I'm just saying, which is, we don't have to walk on eggshells with each other now that I'm balanced. So the other day we were at a wedding. So the other day we're having this conversation, and I made a comment to my person. We were talking about the wedding, and I said, I think we're happier than 99.99999% of the people out there. And my person looks at me and he says, yeah, just add 1 more percent and that's us, meaning that we're happier than 100% of the people out there. That was the comment he made. And I was talking to you, Joanne, about this today. Mm-hmm. The reason why he and I have such a happy, peaceful connection is because we're both meeting each other in soul. We both have this freedom we give each other. There is no judgment, there is no preference, and there is no expectation between the two of us. So when we're together, we are being, and in turn, we have such a peaceful, harmonious, happy, loving, kind. I can't express how being in soul changes the dynamic of your connection. And it makes it so like you are, like you and I say this all the time, Joanne, like you're with yourself. But not only are you with yourself, you're with the best version of yourself when you're with your soul and you're in soul. You are just in this place of peace when you have your own energy balanced and you are now meeting your person in soul. And that's why it was really cool to know that I mean, I know he knows that our relationship is great, our connection is great. And to hear him confirm that, yes, it's better than pretty much 100% of the people we know. And that's, like I said, because there is no walking on eggshells anymore. There is no being inauthentic with ourselves, with each other. We are 100% soul with each other. And if there comes those days, those times, those moments that you, Joanne, mentioned, because yes, we still get in mind, we are not perfect. We are not, this unstoppable force that is, right? We still get in mind, we're still human. However, we now know that it's mind. Because here's how it is. Mind is the subconscious that's always spewing out stuff nonstop. So it's the natural tendency is to take a back seat to mind, to that subconscious part that's spewing out stuff all day. But now we are able to be the conscious ones that understand that it's the subconscious that's spewing out stuff. And we know that we are not the subconscious. Those are just the limiting beliefs and patterns that have been ingrained in us. And now we're on repeat mode over and over and cycling throughout the day. We are now the conscious ones that can recognize that voice inside our head that is really just the subconscious part of our brain spewing stuff at us. And that's the difference now. And so now we get to be conscious, awakened ones that get to watch it and understand that it's not us. Yes, we still get into mind. And some days it is much more challenging to get out of mind and to watch it. There are some days, I'm not even joking, I already say to myself, I forgive you for not being able to get out of mind today, because that's how those days are. And then it's like the rest of the days, it's fine. I could easily watch and observe it. And there are the days that I just succumb to it and I say, I know this isn't going to last. I know this is just for today. And I will still be aware that it's not me, but I know that it's going to be tougher today than all the other days. So give yourself grace. We are all ones that get into mind. So that question, that second part of the question is like, it's not a reality to live every single day in soul. No, it's not a reality, because the mind's going to come in, but it is a reality. It is a very real reality to be able to be the conscious one that observes the mind. And as soon as you recognize that you are having all these thoughts that are not you, that you bring yourself back to your alignment. That is what the reality is. That is something you can do. And it might be a lot of work. It is a lot of work. It's a habitual practice, but it is something each of you can do. You just have to be diligent and watch it. And sometimes it's repeat mode over and over and over. I'm not my mind. I'm not my mind. I'm not my mind. And you have to be able to love yourself through even the days that you can't get out of mind. And I'm telling you, not only will this change how you face the world, you'll see how the interactions that come to you are going to be so different. There never needs to be another day that you walk on eggshells with anybody if you are aligned with soul. Why? For a couple reasons. One, you never have to people please anymore. You are being true to yourself. You don't have to worry about anybody else. And if, like I said, if there are those people that spark up that need to walk on eggshells, then you might need to take a step back from that communication, that interaction, because they're putting you in mind. And second, when you align with soul, you're attracting people in your vibration that just match you. So there shouldn't be a need to meet these people that make you feel really, really uncomfortable. Because when you're walking on eggshells, you're feeling uncomfortable. And that doesn't really happen when you're aligned with soul. It happens when you're in mind's energies, but not when you're aligned with soul. So I hope that my sort of version of answering this question has helped resonate with some of you guys. And I really want you to understand there never has to be that feeling of walking on eggshells. And there never has to be this expectation that is unrealistic, that I have to be aligned with soul 100% of the time. It's not reality, but what is reality is that you can start observing the mind when it kicks in, and you can always bring it back to this present moment. You could bring it back to you are soul, you are the infinite observer And then you restart and restart. And sometimes that's how it feels all day. I'm restarting my day as soul. I'm restarting my day as soul because I've been in mind. And give yourself love, give yourself grace, and just come back to now.
What you're all doing, my loves. Oh my gosh, that was so good, love. You put me in huge soul mode. What you're all doing is waking up. It is. It's you being the conscious one. You know, when Michael Singer says, "Who's in there?" You're in there. You as soul is in there, and we get to be who's in there. It's so beautiful the way you explained it, where now that you're in soul, your relationship with not just your person, but every single person that gets to be in your space gets to experience soul. So they're all blessed. Every single person that gets to be around you when you're in soul, it's another level. Seriously, everyone that's listening, try just being in soul. Random people are going to approach you and look at you and be like, they like your shirt, and you're wearing like the most normal shirt, neutral shirt you could wear. Your hair is a certain way. They just spark this conversation with you, and you're like, what the heck is happening? It's because your energy is so magnetic. It's a perfect example that you just said, love. Everyone else, you're going to be relating with their mind. And what a lot of you guys don't realize, so this is the cool thing about this connection, is your person meets you in soul. All of you. It's really, they have to meet you in soul because they're your soul. So when they come to you, they meet you in soul when you're in soul. So it's that one connection that you'll experience where 1 minute of being with your soul bypasses all other experiences with anybody else who has to interact with you from their mind, and then you also in turn can interact with them in their mind. Now, when you are now waking up to this journey, being in soul, you get to experience peace with yourself. It's crazy. It's so crazy to live in this place of just being your true self. Like, there's no judgment from anyone, from both parties, right? Because you're literally just being with yourself. That's what's so beautiful with this journey. And when you meet your person in mind, you're missing the beauty of being with your soul in soul. It's really amazing. And another thing, when you're surrounding yourself with other people, friends, family, when you're in soul, your relationships with them get better too. Crazy, right, love? Like our parents, our friends, our family, when we're in soul, they get the benefit of you aligning with soul. You are looking at them in this place of peace. They get to experience God through you. It's the complete opposite of all the relating experience we've had with our person as well as our friends and family. Because to be able to experience life now through soul and being with everyone around you in this place of peace as soul, everyone around us gets to also experience that peace within that no one knows, 99.9%, right? That percentage you said, no one knows how to experience that. So when they see you and they feel it, they can't explain it, so they are drawn to you. Everyone just feels that energy within you that is present, being in your interaction. You get to give everyone else the gift of soul. And it's the same exact frequency, vibration, and energy that your person is. And that's unconditional love. It really is. Your person is there to reflect to you what you are being. And you're actually interacting with your soul. A lot of people don't know. When you're acting with your twin flame, you're becoming the true you. Remember, they're the byproduct. So when you're actually interacting with your person, you're becoming the true you, the real you, the you that is soul, the true you, the authentic you, the you that came into this world before everyone else told you who you were. That's who you are. This is so deep. My heart is open.
I
I'm your
do.
pure soul. We hope you guys can feel this energy of love, this energy of soul, this energy of who you are. And we know how hard it is. We were on a call one day and there was a client that said, like, you guys must be like so kind of like Elizabeth said, you know, like because we're so aligned with soul, you would think like we're so perfect and like never have issues. And it's like me and Elizabeth both laughed really loud. And we're like,
Yeah.
no, not really. That's the complete opposite. And that's us giving ourselves grace because we do. We're gonna always hop out of our alignment, but we get to be the conscious one who reminds ourselves we're soul, and we get to realign again. We don't have a lot of those moments, but they still come. And when they come, that grace, that love, and then realignment comes again. But we want to again stress that alignment with soul is for us. The alignment for soul is you. And choosing you will always be the answer. When you choose you, you're not gonna experience walking on eggshells. The way you describe that is how I feel when I talk to my mom before. And once I stopped trying to please my mom, that's the same walking on eggshells I no longer experience with my soul because I choose me now all the time. I don't worry about what they're doing, thinking, and feeling. And when you all choose you, you choose your soul. So allow yourself to just be in all of your interactions, whether mine comes in or not. You can always watch whatever the mind is doing, realign with who you are. And even if the mind does what it does, you're never going to forget. Listening to this video has raised your level of consciousness. So you're not going to ever forget who you are. You're not. You're going to always remember, oh crap, what was I doing? What was it I in mind? That's definitely not who I am. And you're going to be able to watch the fear-based energy. You're going to watch those lower scale of energy where there's anger, fear-based energy, jealousy, mind energies. And you'll remember this feeling of neutrality and above where you're at peace and you have pure presence. It is your natural state to be in this place because it doesn't require much effort. All you have to do is just be. The hardest part is trying to, fix everything that the mind has issues with. The more you release it and just kind of watch it, you start feeling less heaviness in your shoulders and you get to be at peace. You get to feel this calmness, the stillness within that is honestly effortless. It's a lot harder to maintain the mind once you figure out your soul. So I wish everybody who's listening to this a lot of luck in trying to stay in the mind after you listen to this video. You're not going to be able to. It's hard to stay in mind. You're going to want to just be. You're going to want to just experience presence. It's the resonance inside you that knows life is easy. It's mind that makes it hard. We were created to just be. And every single day, we're forgetting who we are. And that's why it makes life so hard. But everything is already what it is. Perfection. Seriously, just look around. Go outside and just see the beauty that's around you that has been created for you. And you'll know, whoa, I'm part of it all. I'm not separated. I'm not empty. I'm not missing. I'm not limited. I'm literally everything. And I'm going to listen to that part of me that is everything. And I'm going to be authentic to this inner guidance system that knows and is always guiding you. It's that knowing who you are as soul. It's effortless. You don't have to think your way there. You're just being it. You're literally it. All of you, you're already it. Your person is also already you. There's nothing that you have to do. You just have to be. We love you guys so much. We love these deep, 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 deep soul talks. We love you, beautiful souls. Bye, love.
I love.